birthday party? What about a bar mitzvah, a bat mitzvah, quinceañeras? So, no. So most of us have either heard of or even participated in these coming-of-age celebrations that take place today. But did you know that thousands of years ago in ancient Greece, similar coming-of-age rituals took place? So why should we care about what happened thousands of years ago? In today's presentation, I want to convince you of the importance of studying ancient history, how I plan to make the study of ancient history interesting and relevant, and talk about one of the specific coming-of-age rituals I have been researching. So, why? Why should we study ancient history? What value does it add to my life, to your life, and what do we gain from studying it? These are questions I'm sure all of you are asking yourselves now as you debate whether or not to pay attention to my presentation, and these are questions that I've been asking myself this entire year. Unfortunately, there's not one single answer, but here are the few reasons that I like to discuss when asked why you should study ancient history. We learn from the past. We learn where we've come from and why we are here today. And studying ancient history, specifically ancient Greek history, we understand the origins of Western civilization. We learn about politics and democracy. We learn about Greek mythology, and from which we get a lot of the stories and characters that are used in literature, music, and many other cultural things today. So, to convey this importance of studying ancient history, for my project I will be creating a class curriculum. So I will be creating lesson plans and teaching 7th and 8th graders. I will be specifically focusing on coming-of-age rituals that took place in ancient Greece that guided children from childhood into adulthood. And I chose to specifically focus on this area of study because I feel that as 7th and 8th graders, they are experiencing this period of growing up and maturing themselves, and they're able to relate to this as it occurred also in ancient Greece. And they can compare and contrast the different rituals and the different purposes for these rituals. And an example that I've been researching recently is called the Arctia. And this is a celebration for young girls and young boys ages 5 to 10 that took place every 4 years at a cult center called Brauron, right outside of Athens. And during the ceremony, the children would be symbolically adopted by Artemis. Now, Artemis, as some of you may know, was the goddess of hunt and wildlife, but she was also a protectress and also a mother figure for these children, and she would help them grow up to be adults. And so this is an example of one of the statues found at this cult site, and this is a little girl and she's holding a little bunny, as you can see zoomed in there. So Artemis would teach them about nature and help them understand their roles in the world as they grew up. And the children would wear bear skins, and later on they used to wear yellow dresses because they ran out of bears to kill in the area. But they would run around holding baskets of figs, and there'd be sacrifices and dancing and singing. And that is one of the many different cultic activities that took place in Greece, and it's specifically mostly for girls, but there's also cults for boys as well. And I'm going to take a pause to ask you guys if you have any questions. Nate?
Would they sacrifice the mommy? Because I know in some cults of Demeter they would sacrifice like little piglets.
Yeah, no, I think for this cult, they sacrifice goats.
Okay.
Yeah. But they were taught to take care of me. Expected like a one. So now.
How do you think you'll be able to get people to take your class or keep them engaged? Because I know like when I'm in 7th and 8th grade, I'm worried about the material thing and stuff. How do you think you're going to engage them?
Well, first of all, by comparing the different coming-of-age rituals, they're in high school now, and that's kind of like a process of growing up and comparing what happened back then to what they're going through now. And also, I plan to recreate these rituals within the classroom themselves, so they get to run around wearing bearskin and stuff, just to get them up and out of their seats. And I'm also planning to have them make their own cultic rituals, so it's like DIY your own cult, where you get to make it the purpose, who gets to be involved, and the different activities that you get to do. So that's what I'm planning to do to keep you interested. And if there are no other questions, I just want to leave you guys with this. I hope I've sparked your interest in studying ancient history and the importance of learning it, because I feel that the more we learn about the past, the more we know about ourselves. Thank you.